How will you remember Kobe?
Well, as a person, to the extent that I knew him, and I knew him a little bit when I was in LA, I communicated with him pretty regularly. I was there for 6 years. He was, the first thing I think is he loved his family. Like, he loved his family. And he was interested in trying to make the world a better place. And what struck me about him is he was intellectually curious. Kobe was extremely bright. You know, when I think of the smartest athletes I've ever been around, Kobe's name pops to mind. But he was just, forget about, you know, of the smartest athletes, he was just a very bright guy. And though he didn't have a ton of formal education because he went right from high school to the pros, he had a worldly education. And he was a pleasure to talk to and interesting to talk to. But Stephen A., the reason we're interested in Kobe Bryant, the reason we got to know him, is because he's one of the greatest basketball players who ever lived. And his position in the American and even worldwide sports landscape, I think, is this. In a world where everyone wanted to be like Mike, and I brought this up after his tragic passing, there's only one man who dared to try to do it. He didn't try to some kind of asymmetrical approach like LeBron James, who clearly idolized Jordan but did something different, a hybrid of Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson. He wasn't a big like Shaq or someone like that, or he didn't try to do it some other way. He said, it seemed, when he looked at Jordan as a little kid, that's my spirit animal right there. I want to do that. I want to be a better version of that. Turned out to be the same size, same game, kind of dressed and talked similarly, and tried to do it better than Mike, even wore 24. He was the only guy in the whole world that wanted to be like Mike, who was basically playing one-on-one with Michael Jordan his entire career. Because Jordan set the standard, and Kobe said, I want to do that, and I want to do it by doing the same thing but better. That level of competitiveness, that level of drive, is what I'll always remember about Kobe Bryant. And when people talk about Mamba mentality, that's what it is. No matter what your grasp, no matter what your reach, may your reach always exceed your grasp. That was Kobe Bryant, and it seemed, in fact, that nothing could exceed his grasp, and that he had the world in his hands, even after his career, Stephen A., where he immediately wins an Academy Award, and I always believed was eventually going to own the Los Angeles Lakers. He was so vital and present. It is still shocking to think that he's no longer in the world, and those are my thoughts.